Imagine if your kingdom was an enemy of one of the largest empires in Indian history, who has an army much larger and numerous than yours. What would you do? Be brave and fight, or surrender and make the emperor your ally? The founder of the Maratha Empire chose the former choice. Welcome to my juicy facts. He was a great ruler who defeated the Bijapuri Empire, escaped from the Mughals, and one of the few rulers at the time who practiced religious tolerance and gender equality. Indian folklore would not be the same without him. Shivaji Bose was born on February 19, 1630, at the Shivneri fort in Pune, Maharashtra. His father's name was Shahaji Bose. Shivaji's father, Shahaji, was in service to the Bijapuri Sultanate, and most of his time was spent on the battlefield. And his mother's name was Jijabai. Jijabai was a deeply religious woman. Shivaji was especially close to his mother, who instilled in him a strict sense of right and wrong. The great Hindu epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, also taught him lifelong lessons and great values. Shivaji was educated in statecraft and warfare by Dalji Konde Dev. Shivaji was also married to Saibai Nimalakar in 1640. By the time he was 15, he had assembled a band of loyal soldiers from the Mughal region. He also developed a new kind of warfare named guerrilla warfare, which involved surprise attacks on the enemy. He won Torna Fort at the age of 16 and then won many more forts one by one. On 20th July 1648, Shahaji was jailed by Baji Golpat under the orders of the Bijapuri ruler Muhammad Adil Shah in a bid to contain Shivaji. Shahaji was released on the condition that Shivaji kept a low profile and kept from further conquests. So Shivaji resumed his conquests after Shahaji's demise in 1665 by acquiring the valley of Javali from Chandramore. Muhammad Adil Shah sent Afzal Khan, his general, to vanquish Shivaji. They met in a private meeting on November 10, 1659, to discuss the terms of negotiation. Shivaji predicted as a trap. He came prepared, wearing armor and concealed the claw. When Afzal Khan attacked Shivaji with a dagger, he was saved with the armor, of course, and Shivaji retaliated by attacking Afzal Khan with the tiger's claw, killing him. The Persian chronicles state that Shivaji attacked him first, while the Maratha chronicles state the opposite. He instructed his troops to launch an assault on the Bijapuri army, who now had no general. The victory was easy for Shivaji, of course, in the Battle of Fatehgarh, where around 3,000 Bijapuri soldiers were killed by the Maratha forces. Muhammad Ali Shah next sent a larger army under the command of General Rustam Zaman, who faced Shivaji in the Battle of Kodapur. Shivaji again won the fight, causing the general to flee for his life. Sidi Jauhar successfully sieged the fort of Panhala on September 22, 1660. The Shivaji was trapped in the fort of snakes during the siege. Beji Prabhu and a Baba Shiva who looked like Shivaji, fooling the enemy, engaged a large Bijapuri army with only 300 Maratha soldiers. While Shivaji managed to escape the siege, many soldiers died, including Baji Prabhu himself. Shivaji recaptured the fort later in 1673. The rising power of Shivaji threatened Aurangzeb, as two of Shivaji's officers started to attack Mughal territories. In 1663, Aurangzeb sent a force with the Shaista Khan, the Mughal governor of the Khan. The Maratha king attacked Shaista Khan that night, wounding him and killing his son. The Mughal forces were overpowered. Next, Shivaji attacked the Mughal fort of Surat in 1664. Then, Aurangzeb sent his trusted vizier Raja Jai Singh to deal with him. Shivji was defeated and signed the Treaty of Purandar in 1665. Under the terms of the treaty, he had to surrender various forts and agreed to meet Aurangzeb in person at Agra. There he was humiliated and imprisoned along with his son Samji. They escaped from captivity concealed in baskets of sweet. After his escape from Agra, Shivaji resumed his activities against the Mughals. He proclaimed himself Chhatrapati in 1674 at Raigraha and thus laid the foundations for the Maratha Empire. He captured Jinti, Vellore, and parts of Mysore. Shivaji Maharaj always believed in equality and justice. He also strictly wanted soldiers not to cause harm or disrespect women. Women of captured territories were left unharmed. He respected all religions, but never compromised on his own. He helped people who wanted to convert to Hinduism. In fact, he got his daughter married to a converted Hindu. But don't let that fool you. He had many Muslims in military ranks as well. The common belief of him being a Hindu king who fought Muslims is wrong. He fought other rulers, not religions, who threatened his kingdom. He built a powerful navy and is known as the father of the Indian Navy. He built ships in towns such as Kalyan, Bhavandi, and Goa for fighting foreign navy as well as trade. He also built a number of seaports and bases for repair, storage, and shelter. The navy under Shivaji was so strong that the Marathas could easily defeat the British, Portuguese, and Dutch. Shivaji Maharaj died on 3rd April 1680 at the Raigad fort. A conflict of succession arose after his death between his eldest son Samji and his third wife Sorabai on behalf of her 10-year-old son Raja Ram I. Samji dethroned the young Raja Ram and ascended the throne himself on June 20, 1680. The Mughal-Maratha conflicts continued after Shivaji's death, and the Maratha glory declined greatly. However, it was reclaimed by young Madhava Rao Peshwa, who established his authority over North India. As you can see for yourself, Indian history is incomplete without the history of Shivaji. That's all, folks.